Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome again to another episode that discourses on personality, competency. We are going through a violent phase of renewing our interest in the surroundings and rebuilding our thought process. Last time we talked about ornaments and we had a beautiful role model, a bride, an Indian bride. And we ascertain that when the neighbor rises in the during the marital ceremony, when the neighbor rises from his chair and he sees the same next door girl, he's aghast. This lady is transformed completely. That is because he is under the influence of the ornaments. I'm making a very vital statement here. He is under the influence of ornaments, and the girl next door is laden with the ornaments. They say it is an honor. There are many societies which treat the bride and the bridegroom with honor, saying that now you're qualified to live a life, a different life on your own. Beautiful thought. Beautiful thought. Now, two people will set up their own home, okay, set up their family, set up the character of their children. Why not? It's a beautiful occasion to honor them, to create sense of responsibility in them that this honor that is bestowed upon you has to be venerated. So many complex ideas are coming because we are talking about personality, we are talking about living, we are talking about interactions, we are talking about interpretations, so on and so forth. Please allow me to make small little detours, please. So, ornaments become essential part of a ceremony as massive as a marriage. But we can create a ceremony out of anything. Shakespeare would say, yes, this is a ceremony, this is a drama, this is a script, this is an act. Go over to the next, write a number on that act 4/4/31, write a number on that. Shakespeare would do it. Depends on you how many ceremonies like this you want to hold. Me, how many roles you want to play. Are you keen to playing roles? Are you? Do you love to design the roles? Do you? Do you see a music and orchestra around you? Do you see the lights on you? Do you value the script you're walking into? Do you care for the audience? Can you communicate standing right here, not feeling lost, but can you communicate to the audience? Can you create a life for them, for your audience? Could we? Do you? Should you? Would you? Could you? Could you do that? Then you're playing roles. After roles, after roles, before roles, roles before roles, roles before roles. If you're keen to understand why I said roles before roles, is that when you wear the garb Let's say there is a judge you're playing, one of the very often picturesque roles that we see in drama, and often in Shakespeare drama. You wear a robe. While you do that, you direct yourself. So that's a rule before the rule. That role says, now, you, my dear fellow, will always think about justice. My dear fellow, you'll always think about justice. Then only you put it on the shoulder. You have massive shoulders, well spread out shoulders, and you have to balance your left and right brain too, so that you are able to make the best judgment. You have to be aware of the parallax. Parallax. As I close one eye, I see the figure differently. And close another eye and open the first one, I see the figure differently. That's the parallax. It has to be removed so as to know the reality. So as to know the reality. We are affected by parallax. It is given. It is given challenge to our living, to our perspectives, to our intelligence, to our analysis, to our interpretations, to our judgments, which we make as often as we run into competitions, into competitive sports, and we run into possibilities. We run into major sport that defines the destiny of ours. That defines the destiny of ours. Major roles. So ornament is a very inspiring proposition. It is a dangerous proposition too, because you might feel the person wearing ornaments actually owns it. Or he or she, the bride or the bridegroom, had the wherewithal to wear it, to own it, to be in the permanent possession. It's not a temporary possession, it is a permanent possession. Didn't I tell you that a lady who dances wearing an expensive costume leaves it there in the studio? It's a property of the studio, it's the property of the producer. She walks out humbly out of the studio. You might think those ornaments are the property of the person in camera. It need not be. It may not be. Wherever these situations are, you have to safeguard. Now that's as far as the other part is concerned. How I look at others, but that's one stream of happening. Like we talked about total personal intelligence, here we have total people intelligence also. It's parable, it is parallel, it is simulated. It comes from one another. The more we see in the person, the other person, the more we want to be like that if he is honorable person. The more we want to be like that. We are under the state of influence. It may be conduction, convection, radiation. It may be stimulation. We are following that. That is as far as total people intelligence is concerned. But we have taken a recluse in observing people and studying them for a while. But we are conscious, first and foremost, me. I have to understand what is me. In the context of that, the ornaments that we wear will qualify us to play a certain role, but are we eager to play those roles? Are we ready with rolled up sleeves to play those roles? Then you have no reason to wear those ornaments. Wear that costume. Now, can we look at a slightly larger platform of happening than ornaments? We look at the costume via a get-up, and get-up via costume. What me is, my understanding about me, is directly dependent on my understanding about others. It catches up very fast, and we start searching for all those ornaments that created a certain picture before us. Oh, this is the way the king walks, is it? Or this is the way the minister gets the attention of the king? Well, this is the way a bad news is carried to the king. This is the way a good news is carried to the king. This is the way advice is carried to the king. This is the way a reprimand is carried to the king. So the king on the stage builds all these questions in us. We can follow the king, we can follow the minister, we can follow the security man. It's all us for the taking. We can also try and see how not to be the king, the not to be part of the king, and then should be part of the king. Both these ideas, we are influenced by that. We are affected by that. So we become the product of that environment. But all these, hopefully, all these things, hopefully, only when you decide to play, you decide to play the role. You are no more playing cricket around dirty water. You're no more playing cricket on the abandoned streets. You're playing roles that get highlighted by virtue of the camera, the lights, the dazzle, the canvas, the art work, the properties on the stage by virtue of all that you're playing. Are you a game for this? Do you think this is a new sport? Are you ready to take up a new sport? The more you walk into those protagonist roles, the more you walk into those protagonist roles, the more there'll be a role before the role. Role before the role. Big time actors send the directors, big time actors send the directors on a sabbatical. They are sent on a sabbatical. Big time actors. So, may you be the director actor. May you be the director actor. That these are your toys. These are the toys, and you hold the thread here and make them dance. Make them dance. Are you? Are you a well directed performer? If you are, may we discuss many more secret alliances between so many traits that now you would like to own as if it is your health, it is your wealth, as if it is your wealth. You like to hold so many of these resources, so many of these treasures. May we therefore try to become richer and richer and richer. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being with us. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with me. Hope to see you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with me. See you again next time. Take care.